Welcome in to episode 12 of our Let's Play Ara History Untold series. We are continuing to learn the game, walking through strategies, figuring out as things go along. We are approaching the end of Act 1-ish, kind of. We're pushing in that direction. We're going to see how far we get. We have possibly a war to plan for, so let's jump into the game. If you need to catch up on how we got to where we are and why we even need a second war in this game, in the description below there's a link to episode 1. You can catch up on all the episodes in the series, and then you'll be caught up on everything that is happening in the game. With that said, let's jump into the game and see where our game of Ara History Untold will take us today. We are here in our capital city of Ciudad de Mexico, and we're in the Iron Age, but we're towards the very end of the Iron Age, which will move us then shortly into the Antiquities Age, I believe. And once we get there, we'll be approaching the end of the first act. We have 6 cities out currently. One of them is rebuilding after it was burnt down. One of them is settled way up here alongside Marsh. We just settled this one to get access to our iron. You'll notice all the iron on our continent. I have not seen a single piece of iron on the continent other than these 4 pieces right here. That is the only iron, I believe, that we have discovered at all. So that means it's the only iron available not only to us, but also to India, and also currently, as far as we know, to Italy, although Italy has land up north here that we have not yet discovered. We probably should get a second scout at some point and actually get to work on doing some of that kind of stuff, especially since we probably can get in the water here shortly once we get some research done. So those are things that we're thinking about. We have a possible war coming to us with Delhi. We have 9 turns. I just checked. We have 9 turns before we can declare war on India again. India, as you recall, declared war on us, burnt down our 3rd largest city. We, in turn, burnt down their 2nd largest city. No, maybe third, or maybe their 3rd largest city as well, I think. And the war was inconclusive. We did crush their military forces, so we wiped all their military off the map. They have been rebuilding, and they now have multiple more armies and formations across the map. We have spots for 2 more land forces, and I think what we're going to go with is 1 more wedge, and then 1 box formation of some sort with just melee possibly. And the objective would be to declare war, burn down their newest city of Dadra, and then take Delhi and Meerut. I think I just want to take those cities. The problem, of course, being is if we take them and keep them, we don't have the city cap currently to be able to deal with that. So we have to kind of play that as we're thinking about it. But we still have a horrible relationship with them. It's not going. That relationship has completely soured, and we need to declare war for retribution's sake. They came down, declared. They forward settled us. Then they declared war and burnt a city down on the opposite side of the map from where we settled, and then we burnt their city down. So retribution is still needed on our part. They have, it looks like, built walls. So they have walls that we now have to contend with. So their defense capabilities in their city quite a bit higher now with the walls built. So we're going to need all the forces we can get. Although, again, the way that combat and stuff like that in Ara works, I'm relatively certain that if we just throw numbers at the city, there's no way the city will be able to stand. We should have the numbers to be able to push it. But I do want to make sure we get those last 2 armies built over the course of time here. So as we wrap up some of these other pieces that we're putting into specifically these cities down here, maybe not New Coahuila because they're rebuilding, but our 3 primary cities now, which is our capital, Neza and Kalyan, we start cranking out some military units from there just to get those last 2 armies up and running and prepared. Again, 9 turns, we might not declare war immediately, but we want to declare war relatively soon after that. We're also prepping for a hopeful double triumph golden age. So we're here, we're approaching, we're going, you can't see it behind my head, but +5 per turn is where we're at on our golden age progress. We're at 124 of 200, so we have a few turns here before we hit our golden age, but we want to start prepping for where are we going to put the 2 wonders we want to build, 2 triumphs, We want to try to take a shot at pyramids. We want to take a shot at the Great Lighthouse. Those are both valuable wonders. And so we're trying to prep mostly in Ciudad and Neza. We're trying to prep for which territories we want to put those in and that kind of thing. So that's all on our mind as we roll into next turn. We only have 3 workshops running right now, so we've got another one coming up here soon coming back, I guess, in New Coahuila. So we will kind of work towards more workshops, and we're actually lacking in a lot of crafting things. The war kind of put us back in some ways, which that's what happens with wars. And some of our infrastructure, some of our crafting buildings are not up and running yet, so we'll be focused on that. But I think we've got so many things going on, as is the case with most games of Ara, that we have to kind of figure out where we're going to focus our efforts and then kind of point in that direction. So getting the armies up and running first is probably one of our best bets. So we'll be shifting into some army building here in just a little bit, just so we have the armies out, because we have to muster them and do all the things, right, to get them in play so that they're there for when the war kind of is ready to go. So let's hit that next turn button and we'll progress our game. Turn 109. There's some prestige for us with textiles. We don't have any use for textiles currently right now, but that's kind of how we're going. And I'm going to go into coinage, and we'll save cultural heritage and hope that maybe, we could run the math right now, but maybe we can snag cultural heritage during a golden age with that 25. We'll see. It's seven cost for coinage right now, so it's kind of up there quite a bit. So hopefully, it's 7 turns we actually might be very, very close, and so then we could hit that 25 we could get with that extra bonus, that 25% bonus from the golden age. All right, we crafted a bunch of things, and I probably should stop clearing those out because that's going to get unwieldy at some point. My relationship with Germany has changed from neutral to friendly. Oh, I did send a gift to them. I was going, like, right before I started recording, I was going through a few things, and I was like, I can send a gift to Germany just to keep our relationship up with them, so I did that. All right, Spearman has healed. Sorry, this guy, before the war starts, needs to get all the way around here and start exploring in this direction. That is cool. We can hunt. Okay. Well, we'll set them to hunt. We'll just clear that. We'll clear that guy right away and then rock and roll. I mean, we might as well, because we're just going to be sitting around anyway. So, and then this unit is moving its way back around. We're just kind of positioning, making sure we have eyes on what's going on. That gift was accepted. I just sent them a feast. We had a bunch of feasts. Oh, can we propose a research agreement? I will 100% propose a research. We're allied with Italy currently, so we got to keep that in the back of our minds as well. Religion adopt. Congratulations, you successfully converted the majority of the population in Italy to your religion of madness. Hey, we like to see that. We'd like to see that. Okay. Research agreement ends in 1. We got another one up and running, so it's going to keep our research at least relatively high. Stone pit constructed, and we got our first stables of the game out, which is important. In fact, I'm just going to we'll go right to the stables, and we're going to start crafting carriages as quickly as we can. We are currently gaining horses at 3.2 per turn, so we'll use horses to boost these carriages. That's a hefty amount of, I don't know, maybe we'll just go over here. I feel like we could use some materials probably on this, so let's go ahead and use materials to get these carriages out, and we'll start getting carriages out. We want to start putting those in as amenities. Carriages are very potent as amenities. Now, they do cost you 5 city health, which could slow growth down, but plus 10% city production, big, plus 100 city growth, which is really big, and 15 prosperity. So carriages are definitely one of your staples. Once you get access to them, you definitely want them in as an amenity whenever you can get them in, for sure. All right, Spearman's fully healed. Oh, we're going to hunt the tigers. We do have to pay attention to this because tigers can eliminate units. You don't want that to happen. All right. We've successfully converted our religion of Milano to madness. Oh, that's like it looks like an aggressive thing. It's fine. So, no aggression intended. All right. Get this guy moving. I feel like we can probably just fortify now some of our armies. We have this gives us a decent view of kind of what's happening over here. We'll fortify there. And Germany has declined our research proposal. That seems like it would only benefit both of us, Germany. Look, it's fine. All right, Neza is no longer busy. We only have 2 food and growth in 4 turns here, so I really want to start cranking on an army. However, with that little, happening on the food scale, we'll take a look at experts here in a second. I feel like we almost have to go into a farm, and specifically like a food-bearing farm. I don't even want to put like one of these. I want to put like specifically a food farm on. And we might as well go irrigated farm right away. It does cost double the turns, but then we just get the irrigated farm right away with the 200% instead of the 100%. So I think we go, we put it, I think we just put it right here, right next to our granary, in the granary area. So let's do that. That's going to be 6 turns, which kind of sucks because I wanted to be building military units during that time. But we could always rush the military units out once we get to that point. And we are growing in 4 turns, so we're going to actually probably have 2 turns anyways where we're not going to be able to grow because food is going to become a problem in Neza. I still don't love the way food works in this game. I have 6.6 thousand food in excess in storage right now. And the fact that as soon as Neza goes negative in food, it's going to stagnate its growth, it kind of bothers me. Because we have 112 excess food per turn and 6.6 excess food just kind of sitting around. So the fact that you can't draw down on that for several turns at least when your city goes over the food like number and is not producing enough food for itself anymore. Why do we even have this then? That's a legitimate question that I have. Why do we even have excess food? The only thing you build with it are settlers that I'm aware of. I mean, some buildings require maybe a little bit of it, but there's no reason to have a bank of food. And so if I'm banking food, then why can't I use that to supply my cities with food in order to keep them from stagnating? I would love to be able to do that. I don't know if that's in the plans for Oxide at some point in the future, but it really feels like food is well thought out until it comes to the excess food that you have and what happens with that and why it's being banked as a resource that's not a spendable resource. I feel like they could do more with it is my thought. All right, Marsh is also available to do a building. So what do we have online here? We've got llamas and we have cocoa that we could start collecting, which is not the worst idea. They grow in 11 turns. In 11 turns, we're going to work towards getting a workshop and a dock probably in this territory. Like now that we've claimed this, right? If we go back to the map, we were trying to get to the wheat here, but we didn't. I don't feel like we have to have any of these necessarily. So we can come back down and claim this territory and then put our workshop and our dock in over here. And so that's where we're kind of headed with Marsh. So I think actually even just throwing an irrigated farm on one of these is probably a decent play. They have plenty of food. So let's go ahead. We might as well finish off this one over here, right? Let's do this, and we'll go, oh man, irrigated farm is going to be 14 turn build for them because they're so small. I think we just go farm just to get it up and running in 6 turns. It's too many turns for an irrigated farm. We'll do an irrigated farm when the production of the city gets higher and it goes much faster to make the upgrade. I don't love that play necessarily because upgrades cost the exact same as the base build. So if you build an irrigated farm, it costs the tools, it costs the materials, and then if you upgrade it, it just basically costs the same. There's no discount really for an upgrade, which is kind of frustrating. So technically you'd want to straight build it. I'm going to say that we're going to save turns by building the regular farm and upgrading it in the long run because our production is going to get higher and higher. That way we don't have to spend 14 or whatever to 13 turns now building an irrigated farm, and we'll just upgrade it later when it only takes like 3 turns or something like that. And again, the math will work out such that we'll have saved turns in the long run. Okay. Next turn. Cleared that predator. We took some damage doing that, so we're gonna have to maneuver these guys back over here. We'll get them healed up, but that was probably worth just an easy clear. We'll get some furs out of it. Okay. Research agreement with Italy has ended. We can't propose another one for 9 turns, so we're kind of rolling. Let's check our trade really quick. We're still getting metal ingots and rope. I mean, if we get some of those, that'd be wonderful. Our spirit lost 40 health hunting the tiger, so we can hunt one more time, and then we'll have to probably heal, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. And our wedge lost 30 health hunting a wolf. I still don't... They need to adjust I've seen people complain about this in the forums as well. Oxide needs to adjust how hunts work when you're using battalions or any sort of group of troops. The fact that this particular like pretty high potent wedge just lost 30 health hunting a wolf is kind of frustrating. And if you mess up, right, if you go hunt like a tiger or whatever, and with a formation, you could lose an entire battalion of troops to a tiger if you don't pay attention to their health. I just think that there needs to be bonuses given, or just don't let battalions hunt. Like, make it so that it has to be a single unit that goes on hunts, and you can't like send an army to go do a hunt. One of those two things should probably happen just to fix that particular issue. Okay. Other units idle. We're gonna bring. I guess we have to go this way, right? We can't cross over, so we'll do a couple turns here. Swing in this direction. I want to try to get over here because we're pretty certain that this actually connects to our other territory. Because India was at war with someone besides us and Italy, and it doesn't appear that unless they're at war with someone over here, I don't know how they could have been at war with someone. And that war happened early enough that I don't think anyone was in the water necessarily. So I think very intriguing possibility that there's a little connecting peninsula over there, or isthmus, I guess, that connects everything together. All right, our capital city also is struggling for food. So our army plans are going to go on hold for a moment. We're going to go to our granary territory, and we are immediately just going to put in a irrigated farm. That will be our next build, and then I guess we're going to go into our army. Man, this is going to push our army back a little bit. Now, the benefit is we're going to rearrange our experts a little bit here. So we have our experts sitting on that, on the Great Hearth for the gold, right? And then on this for grain. We definitely want this to keep the one at the docks. We have an extra one, right? So what we can do is grab this one that's on the farm, boost our food by a whole bunch by putting an expert on our farm. We should move that to the irrigated farm as soon as it's done, if we can. And in fact, if we have another farm, we could push food again. In fact, that we have another expert, right, that we can place. That expert probably needs to just go right back into this other farm, is where they're going to end up going as we kind of go here. So for now, I'm going to throw... we can get a little bit extra food if we go on the cows. I'm going to just put it on the workshop so we can crank workshop stuff a little faster. But we need to eventually move into this other farm with that. But we're still at -4 food. Oh man, there's no way we can get it back to growth. We have an extra amenity to put in. So we could just put cured meats in. That would immediately get us our +10 food, which would put us back on a growth trajectory. We can also do a salted fish, which does kind of the same thing. I'm going to go with the cured meats. It's only 4 turns, right? Salted fish is only 3, though. So we get 4 turns at least with a single cured meat. So let's go cured meats here just to keep them growing, right? You'll notice now we have our turn growth timer is back because we're back into plus food. Again, I don't love the mechanic, but such is how things are. Okay, we want to grab... And I know we had an objective, right? Our objective was to get down to these grains. We want to grab a good territory to put a wonder in. And the question is there someplace decent where we could put the Great Lighthouse, right? That's what we're currently thinking. Because over here in Neza, we don't have a great territory to put the Great Lighthouse on. We could right now put it here, but that's a 4 territory right down here. If you see, this is a 4 territory spot. Not optimal to put a wonder on. We wouldn't love that. So we might put pyramids in somewhere up here, maybe even over here. And then the objective would be we build the Great Lighthouse in Mexico City. The question being is, where do we put the Great Lighthouse, right? We aren't going to build it for a few turns here. So I'm wondering if we could even claim out to like where these horses are. How important are those horses? Do we have access to horses elsewhere, right? Here, we're producing horses at what, like 3 per turn? Haven't even gotten back to access to these. So it's not critical that we improve those horses necessarily. This would be a nice territory for the Great Lighthouse. I don't know how many zones is in this territory. Once again, because I can't find that out unless I have city cap and a settler, which I have neither of. So I'm wondering if we should even just claim this so we can get to this on the next claim. That would put us 14 turns away from being able to start. Oh, man, I don't know. I don't know if we can... That's going to put us outside of our... We're going to have to run the math, I guess, right? Okay, so I ran the numbers. We actually have approximately 15 turns before our golden age, because we just dropped down to a rate of +4 on us instead of the 5, and so we actually have 15 turns until we're gonna get the golden. So we actually can wait and use the next claim, so long as we keep growing, obviously, right? So we can come in and like take this 5 and do that. The other thing we could do is we could grab this 3 and just put it way up here. We could Great Lighthouse this. That would be the easiest way probably to do it. But we could just find out what's over here. I think this would look really great as the Great Lighthouse. It's right on the corner of the peninsula, you know? I think that would feel really good. And this is also a 5 territory. I know it takes us away from our rice, but we're doing okay on grains so far. So I think what I'd like to do is I'm gonna claim this so that I can see on our next growth what this is, and then we can determine whether we want to do this claim or this claim. Let's go here for now, and we'll just see. I mean, there's nothing wrong with claiming that. It's a nice territory regardless. So we'll either put Great Lighthouse here, or we'll put Great Lighthouse over here. I just think aesthetically it would look really nice over here. So we'll try to push towards that. All right, Messina has also got their first growth out of the way, and we are going to immediately claim whatever the closest iron is to his territory, which is now here, I believe, because he is now, yes, he is now attempting to claim out towards the iron. So you can see Milano has now claimed this territory, which is probably a smart idea on his part. That's a newer claim for him. He had not had that, so we're gonna go try to cut him off. And this is iron over here. We're going to cut him off on the way to the iron. Our first 4 claims are literally going to be iron, or probably this iron, and then this one or this one, depending on where Gurgeon grows. And we're just going to try to claim all 4 of these iron. It's going to give us a monopoly on iron on this part of the continent. I think that's going to be huge for us. So we will first claim Basilicata, which is what a nice territory name. So we're going to cut off that there. That feels good. We've got our feast in still. We've got our expert running there. And once that is in, we're actually going to switch to the iron mine right away. We'll cancel this dwelling, not cancel it, but we'll pause the dwelling build and we'll go right into the mine on the next turn. So we'll just stay right here and we'll kind of rock our way towards that right as we claim it. I'm just going to go ahead and make that switch before I forget. Jump into our queue and grab, I don't think we have access to mines quite yet, so it has to be a stone pit, I believe, but that is totally fine. Go ahead and put that in there, and we'll bump it up in the queue to number 1 so that we have our stone pit and we start getting our iron online. That also means once our iron is online, which technically it is, we're earning it now, but once we get an improvement on there, we actually will want to get a blacksmith out relatively quickly as well to start getting our iron, our iron bars, or our iron ingots cranking as well. Right, we got that region, we got this region. We still can't see how many zones this is until later. Somebody else came in and hunted that, but we got the kill. 1 fur, 2 leather, and a feast from clearing the... That's fascinating. So just another mechanic to be aware of is once you have other people's scouts like in your land, they will start hunting, and it's total RNG who gets the kill. If you have so Tiger takes 3 hunts, right? And so we had hunted it the one time, and then they came in and hunted the same turn we did. Both of those hunts counted, and so the Tiger is gone. But who gets the final kill and gets the it's just RNG. So we got conveniently we got it, and we didn't have to hunt 3 times, which is pretty handy actually. So that doesn't bother us at all. Relationship with Germany changed from friendly neutral. That went quick. Our inn is done. We'll jump over to our inn and we will start putting down our gourmet meals. What are we going to use to boost that? We don't have bread right now, so that is something we need to get. That's where we're lacking, right? Our crafters are not in yet. We do have salted fish, and I think we're What are we earning? Salted? No, we're not crafting salted fish either. We're crafting salted meats right now, or cured meats right now. So we need to get fish. We need to get fish up and running. Fish are just technically better than cured meats, but I guess we should do cured meats. And we can also use, let's see, we're gaining spice at 0.6. We could boost these as well, maybe by our spice. We're going to run out of spice eventually doing that, but we definitely need bread. We need bread for the second boost on this, because we want to start cranking these as quickly as we can. Let's jump over here as well, because now I'm trying to remember... Let's make sure we have policies in absolutely everywhere, because we built, right? We got our first stone pit in. We want to make sure we slap in a metal tool to that, and gears when we get them. And we have an idle workshop as well, which we're probably about to find out. Because we just built one, right? So, let's get this workshop turned loose on something. We have currently metal tools being crafted, we have rope being crafted, and we have some furniture being crafted. We have excess of a lot of things, except for baskets. We may want to get someone on baskets for a little bit here. Eventually, we're going to want to get looms, but we don't have anything. We don't have tanneries or weavers to get boosted by those right now. So let's go baskets here. We could throw materials and maybe even the timber at this point at it. And let's just craft like... We'll craft like 10, because they go pretty quick. Alright, that's the inn. The workshop is now set up as well. The spearmen can go ahead and rest into the field. Then we'll go out and seek out some additional hunts. And we have some... Let's get this scout over here. Some nice land over here. Well, eventually we're going to go claim a lot of this, right? There's their line formation. Moving out. Alright, we have an idle city. New Coahuila is idle. And that's because we just got our workshop in, right? And the plan was... What was the plan for the workshop? We need to get... This is a nice territory for just getting... I think we just need to start getting one of each thing in. We just need to start getting things that we don't have, we need to put in. So, like, a bakeries actually would be a great idea. We don't have a blacksmith. I don't think I'm going to put the bakery and the blacksmith together, but, like, we could put, like, the bakery for sure. And maybe we just stack bakeries. We could just stack bakeries here. Because we could put four bakeries in, or even just, we could go 3 and then, like, a mill later on. Let's just start putting some bakeries together. Oh, and then we can switch the expert as well, because we don't need the expert over here anymore. We can move the expert into that spot. Next turn! Moving right along. Healing up. We've successfully converted the majority of the population city of Gurgaon to our religion of madness, so we are spreading madness far and wide. Surprised we haven't gotten another verse yet, but we'll see as we go with that. Let's heal these guys. And we have a new Paragon of it. Alright, so first things first, when you're looking at Paragons, at least at this point in the game, we gotta go see what Paragons we have in and what they're doing right now. We already have, I believe, one of these. I don't know if we have an artist or entrepreneur, but +3 available merchants is not bad. I don't mind that if we don't have a foreign advisor yet. +10 craft production in our capital is not bad at all. So that's something to think about for a domestic advisor. So let's see what we have for Paragons right now. We have our chief advisor getting us growth. We do have cities that are still below the 5 pop tier, so we're going to leave that in for now. Eventually, we're going to want to replace that. Until we have 8 cities up and running, I think 8 cities is what we need before we replace, like 8 cities that are all above level 5, and then we'll replace Nessie. We have our domestic advisors currently Imhotep, +10 build production towards triumph improvements in our capital. We're still going to use that. And then Thutmose is actually producing masterpieces. So we have a domestic and a chief. So we could grab Marcus Licinius Crassius as our foreign advisor to get access to that +3 merchants. And I think that's probably our best bet. There are other good things we could get, but because we already have the chief and the domestic in, and then we don't mind them, the craft production and capital would be pretty nice. We could eventually switch to that probably. But I think I'm going to take Marcus here And we'll go ahead and slot him as a foreign
Roman
advisor.
statesman, general, and wealthy citizen.
There you go. So we'll get +3 merchants next turn. So now we have to remember that on the next turn, we're going to have a bunch of extra merchants that we need to go assign to trade with, well, specifically Italy, I guess, because that is our current only trade partner, I believe. Although we could check Germany to see if Germany will sign a treaty like that with us. Okay. Next turn, I'm going to just write, before I forget, I mean, Hildegard probably would trade with us. Oh! She's offering me a gift, a decorative vase. Why, thank you. I would love to accept, and now I can't, but I can't do anything with that now. Right, well, I guess we trade with Caesar. All right, we can trade for grain. Man, grain would be nice. I would be interested in grain if I can get it before he gets rid of it. And we have 2 more merchants now. Fish would be nice. Just grab salted fish if we can grab it from him, because salted fish to boost things is great. And honestly, like, bread would be nice at this point. Go after some bread, perhaps? Go after some bread. There, now we got, now we're starting to see the, hopefully, if all of these stick around, we'll see the fruits of our labors and be able to gain something from trade for a little while here, which would be really nice. All right, Wedge is fully healed. Our Spearman is healing. And we are about to do some pretty big exploration here. We're crossing into what possibly is other people we have not seen before, which is always fascinating. What other units do we have idle? This guy can just fortify here, probably. Or actually, you know what? I want some viewpoints. I'm gonna put him over here, because I think that would give us a better vantage. All right, Neza can now expand as well. They, as we predicted, are now in a food deficit. But that's okay, because we are going to try to solve that as quickly as we can. Once again, carriages don't get us any food. And I think we need the food. So I think we actually have to stack cured meats here, at least for the time being, until we get the food thing taken care of. Hopefully we have a farm to put this guy on. That is not... Yeah, we don't. So we're not going to be able to fix this problem until that farm is done. So we'll just slap experts into the... we literally have only 2 spots. So there's our 2 experts. We need to change it. Once that farm is up and running, we'll be able to get their growth going again. And then we need to pick what we're going to do as far as the wonder build is concerned. So for our growth, we have this 2 over here, which is a really nice... It's a really nice spot for a wonder. This is going to drive some of you nuts, but my problem is, aesthetically speaking, there's a river right here, and I would absolutely love for the border of my 2 cities to occur across this river. I don't love the idea of cutting off Calayan here with Neza's city lines. So I kind of want to save this for, like, maybe Calayan to build a wonder at some point. I don't think we want Calayan to take a crack at pyramids, although we could. What would the build time be on that? Doesn't have enough production to do it, so we can't do pyramids in Calayan. So we're gonna build it in Neza. So the question is, do we just build it on this pig resource? I think I'm gonna take that. I think I'm gonna take Sonora as our spot for the wonder. I know I should put it here, but I think we're gonna do it here. The other option is we just put Great Lighthouse here, right? I mean, we have options, so let's claim that. Might not be the popular decision. We did get our food situation taken care of, but we are only 1 turn away from this irrigated farm, and then we'll put an expert in there as well on the next turn. So we'll make sure that happens. All right, we have a workshop that needs stuff. I almost always now go into the national economy screen when I'm messing with workshops specifically, because it allows me to see everything that's being built. I just like doing it from here a little bit better. So we have 2 workshops that are now available for building things. We actually still have some furniture that we could get out. That might be where we need to go, or it's just 4 turns, right? So let's just get, like, I don't know, we probably only need like even 3 more furniture, because we only need furniture per dwelling. I don't know how many dwellings don't have furniture right now, so we'll have them do that. And then we've got metal tools, furniture, and baskets being crafted. We're putting in a couple new farms, so we could go plows here. We could also just pre-prep some looms for when we get our tanneries and weavers online. That's not the worst idea, just to like get ahead of things. And I don't think we need to build anything for the wonders we're gonna do. But let's double check that. Let's do a quick check. I think we're fine on all of this stuff. Which means we can kind of build whatever we want in that workshop. So we'll go back to our workshop, and maybe we do like just get a couple of looms out. We don't need many of these to start with, right? Even if I just do a couple, maybe we just do like 3 to get us started, just to have that ready for when we build our tanneries and things. I think that's probably fine. The gathering hall that's idle as well. All right, let's check where we're at. We have some strategy codexes. We don't have any codexes. We have no jewelry, but we're not actually using jewelry right now, which is kind of a shame. We actually are not producing feasts as fast as we're doing them. And we're not doing any... Oh, so we need... so basically, we need Code of Laws, right? So we just rank Code of Laws. That feels good, and we'll press next turn. There is prestige and stuff from our technology. Before we do that, I want to jump in here really quick. We'll see that we are now growing, and I want to pull an expert. Where am I pulling this expert from? We're getting +5 city security, which actually we need, but we can pull it from here. And we want to put it in our irrigated farm over here to boost our... Everyone else is in good spots. We want to boost our food here. We can continue to boost it as well. All right, we're going to go into cultural heritage. It's only going to take 4 turns, which means we're not going to... Our attempt at getting it while we were in a golden is not going to succeed, but that's fine because we're just going to... We wouldn't change what we did based off of that anyways. All right, we got an irrigated farm in. We got a bakery in, so let's go and run up our bakery stuff. Want to get bread churning as quickly as possible. Now the question is, and this is where we're going to run into trouble, is do we have enough grain to boost our bread? And we do. We do. At least in one bakery, we have enough, maybe even 2, so we can use this to boost our grain. We could use grain to boost this. We don't have any salt right now, but honestly, we could probably throw the wealth at it. It's down to 2 turns. Let's start cranking bread because we are going to have... We do have inns down already that we need to use the bread to then further our gourmet meals. And then we're actually going to speed that up even more by going up to here. Give them some metal tools, which means we actually need more to build our stuff now. And power and fuel. Okay. There's the bakery. Spearman is healed, so we can send him to his next hunting location. Get him headed in that direction. He is going to path right next to our land of future war, which is probably very close to being able to declare war at this point. All right, and here we go. Oh, it's a larger... It's much more than we thought. The fact that India forward settled us is now looking more and more sus as we see their land. Oh, wow, they claimed it. They claimed it, and before my unit could get into it, so we weren't able to step into that territory. Okay, well, it's a good thing we got over here then, I guess. So we'll just go into fortify here. We've got our 3 wedges that are fortified along the border. These guys are not in the city, but that's fine. I wonder if he's going to declare war on me. All right, craft 2 is empty at this great hearth. We're going to, again, do that. So we have a couple craft 2s empty. Oh, several great hearths are done. And a gathering hub. So let's jump back in here. So now we can make larger decisions about what we're crafting here. Our great hearth, probably we just set to feasts because it's the fastest one. I honestly think we should probably just be ripping feasts as fast as we can. Not using grains though, so maybe we just do that. And we'll do like 10 from there, and then we'll come back up here. And we should be producing feasts plenty now, right? 1 for 0.6, so that's fine. We've got 0.3.3 on the Code of Laws. So we could crank Code of Laws, but we're keeping up with them. We have 13 available, so it's probably fine. I do think eventually we need to have some codexes and some of these strategy codexes. Maybe we throw down a couple more of these. almost not worth it, but I think we need them for like wonder builds and things like that. So we're sitting pretty with the rest of our stuff. I mean, we could technically do jewelry, but we don't have the boost for it, so that's also like not worth it. But I think we'll just do like, again, like we'll just have like a little bit of everything except for jewelry because we can't boost it like up and running. Grab like 5 codexes as well. I mean, we could always switch those off, right, and put them on East or Code of Laws, but right now our other cities are maintaining our numbers for those, so I think we're okay. All right, Neza has the ability to build something now, and now is where we start looking at numbers 9 and 8, so we don't have to make a decision on that until the actual, until our Golden Age has actually started. Food, we're going to be good on 23 with 10 turns and the ability to put another expert in, like I think we'll be okay. So I think we can go into our military. Like we know we want 1 wedge, so let's just get started on what the wedge would be at this point, swordsmen and archers, because that's what we have access to, right? So let's do at least 2 archers. So we'll just queue that up here. So we'll go 2 archers here, and then we'll craft the swordsman maybe out of the capital or something like that. So we get the 2 archers out for a wedge, and then I think we need like 5 swordsmen probably after that, because we want to do a box formation of 4, and then we want 1 to lead the wedge. I think that's what we're going to do. And we're going to deploy all of them out of Neza, because Neza's still... Oh! Neza is no longer sitting at 100 security. So our fort strength is decreasing, and my assumption is that we hit the 100 turns. In fact, I'm almost sure that's what happened, right? So we had picked our cornerstone was plus 100 security, and so our 100 security is gone, and so our bonus here is now disappearing. So we may also want to think about, after these archers are done, while we're training the other units, we may want to put like a watchtower, some other things in here to boost up our security in this city, because I believe it's still our highest security, right? Because of Stonehenge. So we still want to buff that up though, because our units are taking a substantial decrease in their performance as a result of that. Okay, New Koahula has the bakery down, and then we're thinking about doing like another bakery, but I think we should spread it out this time. We have the workshop, so we just need to look at what industry buildings we don't have. We don't have a blacksmith, so we could do blacksmith. That's a long build though. We have only 1 butcher shop. We have only 1 ceramic shop currently as well. Just stick with bakeries. We'll just start. We'll go 3 bakeries and then leave a spot for a mill. I think that's what I'm going to do. We're going to start working on some of our combined areas here over the next little bit. Okay, when is this farm? 2 turns? Are we? Because we are stagnated. No, we're not. We're not. We're out of baskets as well. We're producing baskets, so that should hopefully get put in soon. Because we did set one of our... Yeah, we set one of our workshops to baskets. Okay. Next turn. Irrigated farm... Or farm is in, not irrigated. We have some idle units. Let's see. About to find out a lot. A lot of information about what's going on over here. It's going to be interesting. Population milestone in Marsh. Okay, so this is where, number 1, we can come over here and put... I think I want Code of Laws, to be honest. Carriages is tempting, but Code of Laws boosts our security and knowledge by quite a bit. Code of Laws is just kind of my baseline 3rd amenity. It's probably not the best play, to be honest, but I like getting my city statistics up because it gets me my goldens faster, if that makes sense. So we definitely... Where is this guy right now? Rain. Right. Okay, that makes a ton of sense. Okay. Let's see. This little 3 is actually perfect for like maybe like dock stables, trade post or something. Like we can, or actually workshop dock stables is probably what we'll do here. Yeah. So let's just do this. I like that idea because we want access to that, right? This is a nice 5. Taking that and cutting our border off there would be nice, but I think I want access to the docks. Let's go here first. And we'll let them do their thing. Oh, they're also idle, so they also didn't build. The idea of getting an altar in here to push our... We haven't gotten a new verse in quite some time, and I'm wondering if we want just 1 more altar just to push that really fast. If we were going to do that, we probably should have done it earlier rather than doing it now. That's kind of the conundrum that I think you run into. We can still improve a few things. Oh, you know what? We want to start our build on the workshop on the very next turn. It's almost like we just want to start something and then switch. So maybe we just put like a turn into an irrigated farm and then switch off of it on the next turn, if I remember to switch off of it. Oh, well, it's next turn, so we can just press the next turn button and we'll just do it. Let's do that. And then we'll come in here and we'll switch to a workshop. And we'll do a workshop here. Anyway. So we'll do that, and then we'll switch it in the queue. Sometimes I forget to do that. And that should have them all up running. All right. No longer receiving salted fish from Italy. It's not particularly surprising, I suppose. Trade goods are very good. We could attempt to get trade goods from them. Oh, flowers are valuable. Maybe we'll try for some flowers. That would give us a shot at maybe a wonder. Oh, we need to get a flower fields in. Do we not have dyes anywhere? Where would our dyes be? Do we not have access to any dyes? That is slightly problematic. We have saffron flowers. Ooh. Yeah, so we have a dyes issue as well. Dyes are very important, and we don't have access to dyes anywhere. So that's another thing to think about as far as we gotta stretch all the way to here to get access to even one dye. Questionable at best. Italy, are you kidding me? Italy claimed all the way down. What? What is this? Italy! Why? Oh my gosh. Well, my plan was to maybe attempt to swing Noku. Like, if I could grab this, I could get them a dock. This is just... this is so bad. This city is such a frustrating city. Ever since the beginning of the game, this city has been frustrating. Alright, irrigated farm is in. Alright, we have met... Ooh. We've met the Aztecs.
You've met a new
Itzcoatl. Itzcoatl declares war on me every time I have had Itzcoatl in one of my games thus far in Ara. So we'll see how this goes. I mean, we could try like a feast just to kick things off in the right direction, but let's go over here. He's got a battalion of swordsmen that are moving in this direction. That is a potent force of swordsmen. My new event.
Your scholars come to you for guidance.
Alright, what do we get? -5 happiness in all cities for 5 turns, +5 religion spread in all cities for 5 turns. That's actually not bad. +20 relationship with Germany. Here's the thing. I'm about to declare war on somebody. I just met Itzcoatl, who actually has battalions not that far from my borders. Although he has to get through India first. I don't need another person angry with me. I don't think these sensors are going to be worth grabbing. I don't think they're worth... I'm going to take the happiness hit for the relationship. We get the religion spread regardless. It hurts to acknowledge this timeline, though, because I know that madness was first. That's fine. All right, city has no project. All right, so we've got our food is back online. Oh, we're growing in 2 turns, though. Good gravy. Growing very quickly in the capital. And so what do we want to do for our build? I think we want to get I think we're going to go ahead and push for the swordsman, right? I think we just want swordsman. I debated whether we want to go like horseman or something like that, but I don't think I have a formation to put them in necessarily for cavalry. So I think we're just going to go well, we know we need at least 1 swordsman, right? So let's go with a swordsman to start with, and then we can reassess at that time, right? Masterpiece created. Beauty. I Ching. Ride prestige. It gets part of a masterpiece set. So we have crafted our first masterpiece, which gets us some prestige. And we can get more prestige if we get that slotted together into a set. So we'll keep our... That's Utmost, which is over there creating masterpieces for us, so hopefully that's going well. And we will jump. We're jumping to our next turn. What do we got over here? This is our master. We now have a masterpiece, right? Creating stuff out of the Great Hearth. 45 turns. Good. Good to next turn it. Another trade item unavailable. Which trade item was that? Oh, it was 2. We just lost 2 trade items. Ay. Okay. We're still getting grain, ropes, and ingots. What else could get us something useful? I mean, like, technically, we're making use of cured meats right now. If he's crafting cured meats, like, I'll take them, you know, I guess. Once again, trade is frustrating because when that breaks, if we were on, like, a turn away from getting one, once it's depleted, it's just gone, right? Well, actually, our relationship has improved. They have accepted our feast, and they have sent us 4 decorative vases. I will accept. Friendly? With Itzcoatl. I've never even seen this before. Bread is what was canceled on that last one. That feels good. Neutral to trusted with Germany, so that good results on that front. All right, we got we got bread. Can we use grain? We can use one more grain. We can use one more grain before we start running out of grain. We're gonna have lots of bread, which is gonna be good. We can't use it on the next one. The next one will have to just do other things. Okay, unit is idle. We got salt over here, and then pigs we don't have access to. And then this is a large connection. So, but that's why India didn't go this way. It looks like they got blocked. Aztec Empire accepted my gift. Okay, we've trained archers. So here's what I want to look at. I want to look at Legion formation. Okay, so if we do a square formation, melee cavalry up at the front, and projectile at the back. The projectile only gets plus 10 fortify action strength, but you get plus 10% strength for your melee cavalry. The phalanx is what you do if you just have melee infantry, right? You just stack 4 melee infantry, they get plus 10% strength on all slots. And the shield wall is 3 melee infantry with 1 projectile. They only get the fortify strength of the melee infantry. So honestly, the phalanx with the 4 is like your best one on the Legion. On Battalion, the wedge is still our best bet, right? So if we make 1 wedge, and then on our Legion, I think we avoid the melee for the cavalry for now, just because again we're not gonna be fortifying them. So I think we'll just go phalanx, and we'll just go melee infantry across the board. Just go swordsman across the board on that. I haven't seen a lot of horses running around. Otherwise, we could make like a spearman into pikeman phalanx, but I don't think that's going to be useful. So, okay, perfect. And I think this is going to be our final turn here of the episode, because we got a couple more things to do. New Kohula is ready, and again, I think we're just going to go. We also brew. I think I'm going to go straight into a bakery. Let's stack them together. Why are we stacking bakeries? Because they provide 25% craft production to bake to other bakeries, right? So any bakery is gonna get a benefit. So we're stacking that 25, 25, 25. So our bakeries are gonna start really cranking here, which feels pretty good. So we could even put another one in, although I think I'll save that spot for maybe a mill, because the mill will enhance the production of the production buildings in that space. So probably hold for that. All right, well, I was going to claim over to here, but I guess we're not doing that because we got cut off. So we're just going to head in this direction. I'm going to claim these back, and we'll just get the sheep and the other stuff back online. We'll start working our way this way to the horses again. All right, we'll take a shot at it. Take a shot at one more turn. There is cultural heritage, and that takes us to seafaring. And we will be advancing to the next era upon choosing this. So there we go. Iron Age will be coming to a close in 4 short turns. All right, claimed our region. Our relationship with Itzcoatl has dropped to neutral back again already. We have a stone pit that is in, and we have an irrigated farm. Oh, and that stone pit is immediately going to get our expert. Take our expert there and put it here. Go. And they can put turns into their dwelling. That's fine, because we're kind of good on everything else. They divide units. There's more dyes, which we also desperately need. We've got several population growths. Okay, so now we get to check think we're gonna have to run some numbers here at the end. Is that the only city that had that? Yeah, okay, we've got a swordsman. Swordsman's in, and we got several cities with no projects. Okay. I think we'll probably call it there. There's a couple big decisions that need to get made here towards the end of this particular turn as we approach the end of the Iron Age here. Plus, if we check really quickly, let's check on Shoka here. We can declare war. So the 9 turns from the beginning has passed. I think we got like 10 or 11 turns done this episode. So we have the ability to declare war. He also, remember, has the ability to declare war now. So we are cranking military units relatively quickly so we can get a couple more pieces into play. And actually you can see that India's line formation is poking around next to our territory. So the likelihood of one of the two of us declaring war on each other is increasing as we speak, as India's poking around with military now. And so I think it is about time to make sure we get that military up and running. But we have some decisions to make about expansion, which things we want to place our wonders on and things like that. So we will wait on that until the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm very excited about seeing where this series takes us. Don't forget, as we approach through the month of January here, the likelihood of releasing episodes twice a week is increasing as long as I can get them out that fast. It just depends on my time. I will try to be releasing episodes on Thursdays and Sundays. Just keep that in mind for the month of January at least. We'll see how long I can keep that up, but no promises on any given week, just what I'm shooting for. Again, just for the month of January, just for a few weeks here, but trying for Thursday, Sunday releases. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like the content, hit that thumbs up button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you know if we release any extra episodes throughout the week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.